So today is the needed drive of the new Chery Tiggo 5X Pro Hybrid and the Chery Tiggo 7 Pro Hybrid, and we are pretty fortunate to be able to drive the 5X Pro Hybrid, or actually it's more like a mild hybrid system because it only has a 48-volt motor. Power is definitely there. It's not going to win any races. It's not a fast car, but the 100 plus horsepower that you have is more than adequate for the size of this vehicle. You're not going to think that this can't get up to speed or that it can't do overtakes. It definitely can. You also have two driving modes with this one. So you have Eco and Sport mode. And in Eco mode, I do have to admit that throttle response is really delayed. But in Sport mode, it is pretty responsive. And also, speaking of responsiveness, the new Chery Tiggo 5X Pro Hybrid actually comes with an air-to-water intercooler, which makes your power delivery a little bit more linear. It eliminates some of your turbo lag, and you definitely feel that. Aside from just throttle delay, turbo lag is minimized, which is always a good thing. If you're gonna ask me, does the mild hybrid system actually help out when it comes to power delivery? Well, it doesn't really help out too much on paper because it only gives you an additional like 12 horsepower and like 20 Newton meters of torque. But when you are driving it, that almost immediate torque pull that it gives you really just adds to a slightly more refined experience in here. The vibrations are also lessened because the engine has to work not as hard as if it didn't have that 48-volt motor. Next would be the transmission. So this car is powered by a CVT, pretty similar to the Chery Tiggo 7 Pro. And if you've watched my video on that car like 2 years ago, I noted that it's definitely comfort tuned and it's a little bit noisy, it rubber bands a lot. But with this one, yes, it's definitely still comfort tuned in the sense that it doesn't feel too sporty, but it's not as loud, it's not as annoying, it doesn't rubber band as bad. Steering is also pretty light in this car. No matter if you put it in Eco or Sport mode, it doesn't really tighten up. I don't think it even changes one bit. So it really is easy to maneuver inside the city and in tight streets. But don't worry, because when you take it up over to the highway, which we were able to do earlier, it does tighten up a little bit just to give you a slightly more reassured feel when you are driving at really high speeds. Now, noise, vibration, and harshness is another thing that they improved. In the Chery Tiggo 5X Pro non-hybrid, it was pretty noisy. You got a lot of noise coming from the tires. You got some noise coming from your wing mirrors. But for this one, it's a lot quieter compared to before. I think it's also the choice of tires. I'm not sure what they used with the old one, but this new one comes with GT tires. And I'm particularly fond of that brand because they really make good, comfortable and also quiet tires. And as far as wind noise is concerned, these big wing mirrors, they don't really let in too much noise, so that's also a good thing. Harshness has also been improved. Not only is it a bit softer compared to before, but it's also firmer in some aspects. And if in the older Chery Tiggo 5X Pro, it just is wallowy, and the same goes for the Chery Tiggo 7 Pro. But for this one, it's more than adequate for your city driving needs when the roads are bad, but it's also firm enough to not make you get motion sickness when you are pushing it over the twisties. Again, it's not sporty, but it's a good balance. They have actually struck the perfect balance between sportiness and comfort. Now, I know a lot of people would wonder, how's the fuel economy? Does the 48-volt mild hybrid system actually help out? Well, unfortunately, we don't have enough time with this vehicle, and we don't have the right situations to truly test it out in the city and on the highway. So do check out our full review on this car, coming hopefully very soon. Thanks for watching.